exactly what it's like to be one of us. So Hebrews 1:3, I love Hebrews. He, that's Jesus, is the reflection of God's glory and the exact imprint of God's very being. And he sustains all things by his powerful word. When he had made purification for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the Majesty on high, where, of course, he is King of Kings and Lord of Lords, our great King. Now, I like that verse. This comes from the Revised Standard Version, but I really like the Amplified version of this because it fills in the gaps. So this is the Amplified version. The sun is the radiance and only expression of the glory of our awesome God, reflecting God's glory, the light being, the brilliant light of the divine, and the exact representation and perfect imprint of his Father's essence, and upholding and maintaining and propelling all things, the entire physical and spiritual universe by his powerful word, carrying the universe along to its predetermined goal, when he himself and no other had, by offering himself on the cross as a sacrifice for sin, accomplished purification from sins and established our freedom from guilt. He sat down, revealing his completed work at the right hand of the Majesty on high, revealing his divine authority, his divine kingship. Awesome. Our King, our great King. Philip said, you remember Philip in John 14? Jesus says, in my Father's house there are many mansions, and Jesus says, I'm going to the Father, and Philip says, well, show us the Father. And this is how Jesus responds to him. Remember, Jesus had been with them for 2 to 3 years. The disciples, Philip, this disciple speaking to Jesus, is saying, show us the Father. And they have seen the Father because, well, the writer to the Hebrews says Jesus is the perfect reflection of the Father, reflection of God. So Philip says, show us the Father, and Jesus said, have I been with you all this time, Philip, and you still do not know me? Whoever has seen me has seen the Father. How can you say, show us the Father? Our King of Kings and Lord of Lords, Christ the King. He is our King. And so today's gospel reading, you know, it's funny how you read Scripture. Every time you open, at least every time I open Scripture. In fact, yesterday I was sitting at my desk pondering today's gospel reading, and it just hit me for the first time. Maybe it had before, but I don't particularly remember. But the idea, the focus, that in today's gospel reading, Jesus identifies with us completely. The sick, the naked, the stranger. Jesus understands us. He identifies with us. We have a King who knows exactly what it's like to be one of us. And he completely identifies with us. There's something about that gives me a sense of peace knowing that. When I was in the military, I'm former enlisted. So I joined the military right out of high school. Actually, I joined my senior year of high school in February and went on the delayed enlistment program and activated on my 19th birthday. And I was a junior enlisted guy. And I was a junior enlisted guy for a lot of years. And then when I came in, when I was called to be a chaplain, I was an officer. And I remember people would tell me time and time again that officers who were enlisted have a particular understanding of what it's like to be, well, the junior guy or gal. The one that gets all the work, the one that, like I used to be, hey, plumber, go mop that deck over there. Go paint that wall. Yeah, well. So